Hello everyone, welcome to today's lesson. Today we'll be discussing or learning about addictive and harmful substances. Let's have fun learning together. Let's begin with causes of addiction. First, learn what is addiction. So, what is addiction? Addiction is a chronic brain disorder or disease that leads to compulsive behavior despite harmful consequences. It alters brain structure, affecting reward, motivation, and memory system. So, without treatment, addiction worsens over time, leading to severe physical, emotional, and social consequences. Addiction is a very complex condition where someone can't stop using a substance or behavior despite negative consequences. It affects the brain's reward system, leading to compulsive use. So think physical dependence, cravings, and loss of control. There are many, issues if you have addiction or drug addiction. So in this lesson, we'll be covering causes of substance addiction, significantly problematic addictive substances like cigarettes, alcoholic drinks, speed, and harmful substances around us like chemicals, any sort of chemicals, caffeine, we have different sort of chemicals that we'll be covering in this class, so stay tuned. Well, how do we get addicted, isn't it? What the causes of substance addiction? So here you can see the first one. Number one, being deceived or persuaded by others. How? By emotional appeal, by rationalization, by minimization, by blame shifting, by promise of change, like all these things, can make you get addicted to these substances. So emotional appeal. What is emotional appeal? Emotional appeal is addicts, often exploit emotions like fear, love, guilt to manipulate, others into enabling. And next, what is rationalization? Rationalization means, the way they, justify their behavior with, logical sounding, excuses. I need it to cope, blah blah, all this is called rationalization, right? And next one is what is minimization. Minimization means downplaying. You're downplaying the problem. Like, I can stop anytime. You say, oh, I wanna try today, so I can stop anytime. After that, you do it again and again tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and you will get addicted. You cannot stop it. It's a big problem. So next is blame shifting. What is blame shifting? Blame shifting means shifting responsibility to others or circumstances. You stress, me out, like, you're blame shifting to others, right? Don't do all these factors, don't do all these things in your life. So next one is promise of change. You want change, right? You promise others to, then like try something, like smoking, drinking, all these substances, try that with a promise of change, right? Make like empty promises to quit to regain trust, right? You all the time you like, make empty promises. Oh, okay, I will, like, I will stop it. I will stop drinking. I won't. I can avoid any time. I can stop any time. But slowly you get addicted. This is the problem in today's or contemporary society. So we have to be careful from all these things. So, and the next one is curiosity. Curiosity and addiction, right? Curiosity. What is curiosity? You're curious, right, to try something. So curiosity about substance is normal, we see, especially in teens or young adults. We see curiosity. I want to try because my friends are drinking. I want to try because my stores, my favorite actors, actresses, or sport person, athletes, they're trying, oh, I should try to, isn't it? So experimenting can lead to liking it than needing it, right? If you experiment something, oh, I want to try, right? Experiment, isn't it? So it might lead you to the liking it than needing it. So needing and like, these are interdependent. Like when you like it, you need it, isn't it? So you'll have a big problem, you have a family problem, you have a money problem, so you have so many problems. Like just if you suggest trying once, this is a risky thing, with addictive substances. Do not even try. So brain's reward system can hijack curiosity, creating craving, wanting again and again. You see, this is very big problem in our life. We want something, wanting, that is called desire. You want today, tomorrow, today, tomorrow, and please stop this. So don't even try. As a kid, as a child, you should not try all these things. So you have to be careful and mindful. Keep it in mind. So imitating the behavior of a family member or a favorite person, such as an actor or a singer, it's not a good thing. So don't imitate others. Just be mindful, just be careful. That's why addiction, we are talking about the addiction. So don't even try to imitate others, even your family members, your parents. If your parents are drunker, so if they drink, so please don't follow your parents as well. Don't follow your favorite singers, actors. So don't follow your best friends as well, in this case. So we have to be careful. So please don't imitate other. It will lead to your addiction. So addiction is a disease. Addiction is a very big problem in your life. So don't get addicted to this with this imitating problem. So don't imitate others. Don't even try. You'll have a problem in your future. If you imitate other, you cannot avoid, you cannot stop in the future. This is drug addiction. So this is a very big problem in this society. So be careful. So next, we will be discussing about the main causes of substance addiction. The first one, genetics. What is genetic? When we talk about the genetic means the inherited traits, right, from the family background, right, family history of addiction, isn't it? So this factor, the this factor of addiction increases risk. That is the inherited traits, right, that affects brain chemistry and responses to the substances, isn't it? For example, if your parents have addiction issues or problems, so kids, you are more likely to develop the same, isn't it? So this is the genetic problem, isn't it? Genetic or history of the addiction of family, isn't it? So number two, what is number two? Environment. Sometimes it depends on the environment where you live, in which society, which environment, your family, your parents, your friends, isn't it? Your like neighborhoods. So this is the environment that you live in. Family environment, right? So the first one, peer pressure. What is peer pressures? So friends or partners using substances, isn't it? That is called peer pressure. If your friends use the same substance, you might want to use, isn't it? In some cases, it depends on you, isn't it? So, but more likely, isn't it? So if your partners drinks or smoke, so you're more likely to drink the same. So this is called peer pressure, isn't it? And trauma. What is trauma? Trauma means the adverse experiences, that lead to coping mechanisms, isn't it? So that is called adverse, isn't it? The trauma or adverse experience that you get, from anything that you that lead to, like coping with some mechanism, right? Or pressure, isn't it? So the next one is stress. What sort of stress you have? high pressure situation, right? Stress. Oh, you have a lot of stress due to work, due to some problem, due to some complaints and blah blah, isn't it? You have sort of many. There are many kinds of stress you have, isn't it? High pressure situation or lack of support you get from others, from your parents, from your friends, from your institution, from your anything, isn't it? So that is the stress that you have. Example, someone might turn to substances to fit in, right, or to escape stress, right? If you have a lot of stress, right? So you want to cope with this problem in order to or fit in or to escape from the stress. You wanna drink something. Oh, I should go to drink. I want to forget this stress, isn't it? I want to forget this problem, isn't it? So in order to that, you wanna drink, you wanna smoke. Oh, that's not the solution. I'm telling you, that's not the solution. You should not do that. You should not drink. You should not, get addicted to all these things. Don't get, this environmental problem. You have to, in order to, escape from all this. So you have other ways. For example, go to a temple, go to friends, best friend, those who do not drink, go to parents, consult with your doctors, parents. So you have many ways, many other ways. You go practice contemplation, go to monks, go to like all these things you can do in order to cope with this problem or stress. So next one is mental health. What is mental health? We have two types of health, right? Since we're learning about the health, so we have two types of health. So the first one is the mental health. The second one is the physical health. These both are interdependent, mental and physical health. If you're mentally unhealthy, you'll be physically weak as well, isn't it? If you're physically weak, so you'll be mentally unhealthy. So these are interdependencies in mental and physical health. So mental health means like self medication. When you have mental health problems, you will try to cope with problems or depression, isn't it, or anxiety, right? Self medication. You want to take some like medication, some pills from the doctor, medical. Sometimes these drugs are not good for your health. So better you go to play, better you go to exercise, so meditate. You can do all these things instead of instead of like self medication or and depression. So when you are depressed, you go to play games, go to seek parents help or friends help, so they will definitely help you. Self when we talk about the self medication for anxiety, right? So that means the issues like when you have like anxiety, depression, PTSD, right, isn't it? Then you use the substances that provide temporary relief, right? You think that, but this is stupidity, right? This is a really stupid thing to do, isn't it? Leading to tendencies and dependencies, and so don't do that, right? Example, using alcohol to calm nerves or sleep. So that is not the thing. You are weakening your body, your mental health, physical health. Don't do that, isn't it? Don't take this sort of intoxicant or drugs or anything in order to subdue this stress or problems or anxiety. So instead go to seek some doctors or some experts, your parents, your elders, who can give you good advice or a sort of relief, who can console you. So better you go to seek them, isn't it? So the next is the social factors. What are the social factors we have? Like cultural norms, we have accessibility, we have media influence, like all these are called social factors, and there are many more, isn't it? So cultural norms means like substance we use, right, is normalized, right? Even like drinking in events, any events, right? That is like cultural norms, isn't it? For any even like anniversary, birthday party, or any sort of events, right, that they organize, that you get invitation, that you get, invitation to drink maybe sometime. But it up to entirely up to you, isn't it, how you manage how you control yourself, isn't it? So this is the things, that social factors, that that the cause of substance addiction, isn't it? So accessibility is also a very big problem. This is very easy. When you get easy access to substances, that increases high risk. When you get easy access, like your parents, they do not control you, they do not take care of you. So when you do not have, you have given totally freedom, right, free hand, right, wherever you want to go you go, wherever you want to drink you drink, wherever you want to like smoke you smoke, whatever you want to do. This is called free access, right, accessibility. But avoid all these things, don't do that. So, and next is media influence. We are talking about the media influence. What is media influence? We see the media influence glamorizing substance use. Example, social gathering often involve drinking and smoking, right? Media. So any media, they can do anything in for advertisement, for money, for anything, For you see, there are many toxic things they are advertising, right? You see in the TV, in newspaper articles, you see in many ways, right? That advertisement, right? Or media influence, right? So we should not get involved in all these things. Don't take those things seriously, isn't it? Those medias sometimes they just exaggerate the things, so we should not get involved in all these social factors, right? So you have to be careful all the time. So be nice to yourself, love your body, love yourself, love your physique or mental health. Two types of health, as I mentioned, we have, right? Mental health, physical health, you have to take care of both of them, so you have to be careful. So next is the biological factors, right? What's biological factor? Brain chemistry or early exposure. When you talk about the brain chemistry, which changes, right, with substance use, isn't it? The brain, isn't it, the change because of the substance, right? You see, these are the toxic things, or these drugs, isn't it? These things are very toxic, so these are very harmful, isn't it? We should not get this exposure, too early or maybe later, isn't it? So brain chemistry changes with substance use, right? An early exposure, we talk about early exposure, it's mean, when you are teen years, when you are adult, do not do that, like when you as a child, you should not get to this exposure, right? So it will affect, brain development. You cannot have a good development of a brain, you cannot, do things properly, you will have psychological issues, problem, isn't it? So you have many problems in your life if you get exposure, to, this factor, biological factor, in your early stage, right? So be careful. So next is the dopamine. Dopamine that release creates pleasurable association, right? So all these things, isn't it, are very harmful. All these things are toxic, isn't it? So example, first time user might feel intense euphoria. It means they will be might be happy, feel nice, or the feeling of drinking first time, feeling of smoking first time. So you might feel maybe nice, but later lead to the repeat use, so you'll get used to it. So you have to drink, you have to smoke every day, you cannot stay, you cannot stop. So you will repeat all the time, then you will have problem. So you will spend money, you will have society problem in society, family, isn't it? Maybe you cannot control yourself, and you maybe use, in the bad words, in the influence of this, drugs, influence of this, things. So these things are very toxic. So avoid, try avoiding these things. So we should not get involved in all these things. So be careful all the time. One time, oh, if you try one time, but you can try some, maybe one time, two time, but it depends how you want to try. just to just experiment, sometime if you try one, there's so many people that get involved, after trying one time, two time, they are now, they cannot stay without drinking, without smoking. They like addicted, so that's why we have to be careful and mindful. So next factor is the psychology. Oh, psychology. When you talk about the psychology, your feeling, your behavior, it all involves in psychology, right? Curiosity, for example. Curiosity means wanting to try something new, right? When you have curiosity, you want to try something new. Oh, I want to try, I must try, and today I should go over here, drink with my friends, drink, blah, blah, isn't it? So this is called curiosity, that you want something, isn't it? With excitement, isn't it? So the next is thrill seeking. If you're a thrill seeker, be careful. It means you are taking risk behavior, right? Thrill seeker. Oh, I'm so excited, I'm so thrilled to drink with my friends, in a birthday party, and events, all these things is a psychological problem, right? Or emotional coughing, isn't it? Emotional, when you are too emotional or you want to do something out of emotion, so that's not a good thing. So that's why the mind, the brain, the main function, the father of all the function is our brain, right? Our brain, you have to know how to control your brain. If you do not know how to manage, how to control your brain, you will be in risk, or you'll be in trouble in the future. So that's why we need to have balanced life. We have to know how to balance ourselves, how to control ourselves, isn't it? How to cope with emotional factors, isn't it? How to managing emotion with substance. It's not a good thing. You should not manage your emotions with these substances, right? Example, if you're experimenting with drugs out of curiosity or for excitement, oh, that's not a good thing, isn't it? Maybe in the future you'll get involved in a lot of things, like a lot of things like stealing, or many criminal activities, right? It can lead you to many problems in the future. So that's why we have to be very careful all the time. Don't even try experimenting all these things, isn't it? So we already know that these are toxic things. So you just learn these are toxic things. There is already proof, it is proven that these are toxic, isn't it? You will have, so for example, if you smoke, you'll have lung problem, lung cancer, lung disease. So that's why you see smoker always have so many problems, skin problem, they have organs problems, they have so many problems, headache, or that so many issues, isn't it? That's why we should not try all these things. So you must be psychologically as your fit, right? Your psychological factor must be strong enough to deal with this situation, right? Deal with this problem, or to cope with this problem, right? In this contemporary world, we see many problems are going on, many things happening with many people. Many people are doing crimes, killing people, killing others, stealing, and then doing this and that, so because of these intoxicant things, because they are under influence of these drugs or substances, right? So that's all, we already know that. So you have to be careful and try avoiding all these things. So next we'll be learning about the significantly problematic addictive substances like alcohol, marijuana, prescription medicines, methamphetamine, cocaine, or opiates, isn't it? Hallucinogens like inhalants, isn't all these are very problematic, very, these are the addictive substances, isn't it? So we should be careful from all these things. For example, cigarette, you see, cigarette is made of tobacco leaves which are baked or dried, then finely shredded and rolled in filtered papers, right? In a cigarette, there are toxic substances such as nicotine, tar, or bitumen, or cyanide, or carbon monoxide, which are harmful to both smokers and non-smokers. So that's why all the time, doctors, they, like, they ask us not to, smoke. Why? Because smoking is injurious to health. Smoking is not good for your health, not good for the next to the person next to you, isn't it? Even your family members. If your father smokes in your family, so you will have the problem as well, because for example, only your father is the only smoker at your home, but he must be careful. He should go far away before smoking, right? He should smoke in the distance, from distance, right? He should go to isolated place. He should not smoke right among you, isn't it? If he smokes in that way, you will also get affected, right? It is harmful for both smokers and non-smoker, right? And when we talk about nicotine means, this is a substance that used in an insecticide, right? For insecticide, for insect, any insect, to kill insect. This is a spray, right? To kill like cockroach and ants or any sort of insect, right? To kill, we use this nicotine, right? And when we talk about the carbon monoxide, this is a gas, right? That contain is in a gas content, right? In a car exhaust, in a car exhaust fumes, right? This is a very toxic thing for air pollution, right? There are different sort of pollution in here, right? We have noise pollution, environmental pollution. We have like this, fume, this gas, all pollutions are very toxic, right? We have to be careful. That's why sometimes we use mask or hand gloves for our safety, right? For our own safety, to save ourselves from this pollution, right? For example, from any virus, bacteria, isn't it? All these things you see pollution, right? So next one is tar or bitumen, right? What is this? This is also used for making road surfaces, right? These are very dangerous, okay? These are also toxic things, so we should avoid from all these things. So better we should, keep in mind that we must use a mask all the time. And when we talk about the cyanide is commonly used as rat poison. This is a poison, right? For rats killing or any other, animal killing. You can kill easily for this cyanide, right? This is a toxic thing. This is poison. So we must be careful from all these things. These are the toxic substances that we have to be careful from, okay?